This whole project actually started with these heavy feet. They were oversized, a bit strange, and I couldn't stop thinking about them. I probably sketched about 50 versions of this cabinet over the years, and every time the feet were the first thing I drew. When I was finished with this project, I had about 14 hours of camera footage from this build, and right now I have edited down to about 15 minutes, so what you're about to see is the full story without all the waiting and boring parts. From start to finish, this project took me about 4 years to finish, not because it's especially difficult to build, but because I kept redesigning it, refining small things in my head, in sketches, and I actually built it between other jobs. Like most builds, I started by sawing up a few planks and glued them together into boards. I used Oregon pine and smoked oak for the outside and birch on the inside. I decided to join the cabinet together with dowels, and later I will join the legs and the feet together with the mortise and tenon. I'm cutting all the slats for the tambour door here, then I'm softening the edges with the router. After that, I trim them to roughly the right length, give them a quick sanding, and then glue them on to a linen and cotton mix fabric that will be the back of the tambour door. In true professional fashion, I used a roll of tape to draw the curve of the door. I made a routing template so I could match the top and the bottom grooves perfectly. That's really important to get the tambour door to slide properly. I treated myself a fresh blade before cutting the rabbet in the tambour door. I'm adding 2 back panels to the cabinet, one to hide the tambour door from the front when it's open, and another one behind it to cover the back. The door will slide right in between them when the door is open, so both panels are just plywood covered in linen. I'm cutting out the pull with the shaper origin, then softening the shape with a small curve. I also route in a little grip so it's easier to grab. Before finishing the door, I tape off the tenons that slides in the grooves, because if any finish gets on them, the door can start to stick and not slide as smoothly. I put surface treatment both on the door and the inside of the cabinet before I glue it together. Adding some paraffin wax to the groove so the door slides better. I need to rub it in fast so it creates friction, so it melts in and gives a smooth glide. Next up, making the birch boards that will go inside as shelves. Since the shelves are going right up near the inside of the door, I'm adding a radius to the shelves here so the back of the door doesn't catch when I'm open or close the door. Now it's time to start cutting the material for the legs. I didn't have any dark pre-fumed oak, so I'm using some Swedish oak that I will later fume to match the dark tone of the cabinet top. I wasn't completely sure how dry the plank was, so I rough cut the legs and let them sit in my workshop for a few weeks before moving on. I used the table saw to cut a curve on the legs. It's a technique I've been wanting to try for a while, and I was surprised how well it worked. This is the last time I had to cut up another plank for this project, I promise you. I just barely managed to lift this big heavy oak plank myself. It's the one I'm using for the chunky feet. I was glad to find one thick enough so I didn't have to glue it up to the right thickness. Once the feet are shaped, I will fume both the legs and the feet with the ammonia, and then it's finally time to start gluing everything together. This was the first time doing a voiceover like this on my YouTube videos. Let me know what you think about that, or if it's better that I just shut up and do my woodworking. And if you're into this kind of videos, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. I hope you enjoyed watching and that you like the results. The box I have to fume the feet wasn't long enough for the legs, so I have to build a little tent to fume the legs as well. This little radius I'm routing on the legs to match the underside of the cabinet is actually my favorite detail with this project.